Hey witches, welcome back to Books and Running with Fish. This is week 2 of our new weekly Books and Running vlog. This week I'm tackling 2 books. I'm super excited for both of them, but one of them I'm really excited for. This one would be How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. The book is on my 25 in 2025 list. The second book is Beautiful Ugly by Feeney. This is one of my book of the month picks a while ago. Join me again this week for some more cozy reading, some running, some training, some doggy snuggles. How to Solve Your Own Murder follows Frances back in the 60s. She goes, gets her fortune read, and she's told that she's going to be murdered. Everybody around her is really brushing off this fortune, but she's now convinced that she's going to be murdered. And many, many years later, she's found murdered, and they have to figure out who it was, why it was it related to the fortune. I love the premise of this book where she's trying to solve her own murder prior to it happening. I haven't read a book like that. I hope for some great cozy mystery detective vibes with this. For our first check-in of the week, which we have been reading How to Solve Your Own Murder. This I was really excited for because I hadn't really read a premise like that in terms of somebody trying to solve their own murder. There are definitely funny moments in there. There's definitely been a couple of times where I think they're trying to be funny and I'm like, we could have made that funnier in a different way, but that's really subjective to me. However, we are about a quarter of the way through. I am enjoying it. We are now to the point where she's been murdered. They're figuring out that it is murder, not natural causes, and the contents of her will. We have all the players together, and we are just about to go in to essentially the first night of trying to figure out what this is. We know about the dry bones, the queen, the bird, the daughters, all of that. And we're really going into the first night where the current day players are going. I do like that we go back in time to see what was happening in Castle Knowles. I think we're reading it through her journal because later she finds a journal, or kind of earlier in the book, she finds a journal and she sneaks in, she sees a part of it. So I like the different timelines and different point of views from that perspective. The current timeline is really just through Annie's perspective. And then you get Frances' perspective when you go back in time. Now for running, all that I've done for running this week is I did speed work yesterday. It came out to like 5.25 miles, which is pretty typical for most of my weekday runs. They're usually around 5.25, 5.5 miles. It went pretty well. It was intervals, 2 800s. I'll put the splits. It was 800, 800, 600, 600, 400. Mile warm up, mile cool down, put in some strides. Today we have to lift and then run, which we're about to go do that. Hence why I'm in like t-shirty clothes workout stuff. And then tomorrow we have another 5 mile. We have 4.5 plus strides, which usually comes out to 5.25. I usually round up to the next quarter. It doesn't matter. We're rambling a little bit. I apologize. Let's go get a lift in. We'll take we have hit the 50% mark, a little over the 50% mark of How to Solve Your Own Murder. I'm enjoying this. There's definitely some humor in it. I'm liking the amateur detective aspect of it. Also, there is an actual detective in it. The characters are all intriguing and very different. There's a good mix of humor. Overall, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the pacing. It's moving. We're definitely in the thick of things. She's figuring stuff out, and you're like, oh, yeah, and you're getting invested. Overall, I'm really enjoying. We have officially finished How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. This is not a cozy mystery. It does have a dash of humor. I did laugh at points in it. I was expecting more to follow Frances as she's trying to solve her own murder versus seeing it through her diary entries and then following Anne as she's trying to discover kind of what happened and the backstory. With that said, I still really enjoyed it. I would recommend. I really like the plot, the characters, the backstory, and the premise of this. I hadn't read something like that before, and I still really enjoyed it. And there were some twists. There were some things that were unexpected. Nothing absolutely out of this world crazy, but still some whiplashers. Now we're going to go into Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. This is about a man who is an author, and one night he's talking to his wife on the phone. She has to stop her brace to like not hit something or because she ran over something. He tells her not to get out. Of course she does. She ends up missing. A year later, he goes to the Scottish island to write a story, and he is convinced that he has seen his wife there. We're going to go find out. Did he actually see his wife? Is this a Gone Girl moment? Is this a lied to me moment? What is this moment? This was a book of the month picked. I picked this up because I love a good domestic thriller and I've enjoyed other Alice Feeney books. There's always a twist at the end that is unexpected, so I will be looking out for that. Beautiful Ugly. Just got done with my run, and I'm just going to stretch for a little bit. I don't know why I'm over here. And we're going to talk about Beautiful Ugly really fast. We are about at the halfway mark. It's interesting. There's definitely some vibes of, is there something creepy, something haunting going on with the island? Because you like see stuff, hear stuff. You're not sure, like, is she really there? Is she really there? No, I'm not that flexible either. In fact, is she really on the island? Is he seeing stuff? What's going on? Everybody's kind of weird. And you're like, are they good people and he's not? Or is something going on? Like, there's a lot of things that are happening. It gives me a little bit of the book, The Plot, where he's like stealing a manuscript and making it his own. Is it his? Do people know? Have people read this guy's stuff? And it's just really weird. People are like nice, but weird. Why is there no fairy schedule? It's all interesting. It's intriguing. There's nothing that's like, ooh, out of this world standing out. However, I still think it's intriguing. I think there's a twist coming. Usually in an Alice Feeney, there is a twist. I'm not really sure what it is. I have an inkling that she still likes, like, that just makes sense for going back in her thing and learning about her. And I just feel like that would be what makes sense. Maybe it's not. Maybe he turns out to be really crazy. I don't know. And I guess we'll find out. We finished both books. I enjoyed both of them. Each one was different than I was expecting, but not necessarily in a negative way. The first one was How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. I was expecting more of a cozy mystery with this, or maybe was hoping for more of a cozy mystery with this. It's not. There is still humor. I really enjoyed the characters, enjoyed the aspect of trying to investigate your own murder. The next one was Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I was expecting more of that classic domestic thriller, which to some extent it was. I definitely didn't see the twist. I did enjoy it. It was pretty middle of the road. It did have kind of a Stepford Wives feel towards the end, which I'm always down for a good Stepford Wives. Overall, both books were good, and I would recommend both of them. Now for training updates. This week was much better as far as consistency. I did miss a lift, but I got all of my runs in. We ended the weeks running mileage at 22.53. It's a little off year total of mileage where I want to be at to hit my 1,000 miles for the year. However, there's still plenty of time to catch that up. Speed working well. I hit my intervals. We did a long run. It was just 7 miles this weekend. I did a zone 2 heart rate run, most of it. Mile 6, I did it faster. And then for some reason, I decided mile 7 needed to be in heart rate zone 2. So then I had to walk a lot to get my heart rate down from my fast interval, which in retrospect, I should have just done that one off effort and easy because it was still easy. Like I didn't feel the need to walk. So I'm kind of disappointed that I did. Thanks for hanging out with me, witches. Let me know if you read either of these books or what you're reading this week. And don't forget to like, subscribe, so you will not miss next week's vlog for more miles, pages, and a little bit of magic.